Happy holidays, Fresh Coast 40K fans. We're here at Gamer Sanctuary. It's New Year's Eve. We're going to try to get in one last game before we switch to 2013. It's going to be the last game I play with my Marines for quite a while because we start our new Slow Grow League this coming Wednesday, and I'll be playing my Orks pretty hardcore from here on out. Dabbling with my Eldar a bit too to get ready for Adepticon. So let's take a look and see what I'm bringing for my Star Phantoms today. All right, 1,850 points worth of Star Phantoms gives us a Epistolary Librarian with 2 powers from the deck. I drew Endurance and Psychic Shriek. I just took the Primaris power. He's going to be leading a squad of Assault Terminators, 3 Thunderhammers, 2 Lightning Claws, and they're going to be riding in a Land Raider Redeemer with a Multi-Melta. I have 3 tactical squads, one with Plasma Cannon, Plasma Gun, Plasma Pistol, and a Razorback, and then 2 identical ones with Melta Guns, Multi-Meltas, Combi Meltas, Power Fists coming out of drop pods. Some heavy support. I have a Thunderfire Cannon, which has been spectacular for me lately, and my trusty Mortis Pattern Contemptor with dual Assault Cannons and Cyclone Launcher. And then to bring in some air support, we have a Storm Talon with Twinly Glass Cannons. Alright, let's see what my opponent Joe is going to be bringing for his Chaos Marine army. Alright, here we have the Khorne-themed Chaos Space Marine list, led by none other than Karn the Betrayer. We got a squad of 10 cultists, and I just want to point out some of these cultist models are pretty sweet with their Jason masks and prison uniforms. We've got 10 Berserkers coming out of a Rhino, 5 Terminators, a Land Raider, yet to be determined whether the Terminators are going to be riding in the Land Raider or deep striking. Squad of 10 Raptors, a couple Melta Guns, and some Lightning Claws. A Chaos World Eater Contemptor. This is the new Forge World Eater with all the iconography on it. It looks spectacular. A single Obliterator, a Helldrake, and an Aegis Defense Line and Quad Gun. Alright, so we have 1,850 points of Khorne Chaos Marines. Alright, here we are with the shot of the table. We have the Vanguard Strike deployment. The mission is Crusade. We have 4 objectives. Got 1 here in the middle of the ruined building. 1 back here that I have a combat squad guarding along with the Contemptor. We have 2 more. Right there and right there. As for deployment, I got my Terminators in the Land Raider, Thunderfire up on the hill, Tactical Squad, Combat Squadded, half of them in the Razorback, half on the objective, and the Contemptor right here. Everything else is in reserve. Joe's got his Land Raider castled up right here with the Obliterator, hoping to take some snipe shots. The Close Combat Contemptor back here in the building as well, kind of defending against my drop pods. Cultists holding the Quad Gun, and Karn and his boys in the Rhino. Alright, so we're going to move into turn 1. Alright, turn 1 saw a lot of my stuff pretty much out of range. The Razorback moved into the building to cover that objective, and it's just out of range of the cultists. The Land Raider moved up 12, was just out of range of everything again. The Contemptor moved up 6 inches closer to the Quad Cannon, and was just out of range of everything again, so he just ran. That tactical squad is holding the objective. The Librarian failed to cast Endurance on himself and the Terminators, and my drop pot scattered 11 inches. They were planning on taking out a Land Raider, but instead just simply immobilized that Rhino. Lone bright spot, if it really could be called a bright spot because it should have done better, was killing 5 of the cultists with the Thunderfire Cannon, ignoring cover shot. So we're going to move on to the bottom of turn 1 and see what Joe is going to do in return. Alright, bottom of turn 1, Karn and his boys jump out of their immobilized Rhino. The cultists, the Dreadnought, the Obliterator, everything shoots at that combat squad, and it took a final rending wound from the Obliterator, and some weird applications of focusing fire and lookout sir rolls, but that combat squad of 5 Marines in front is dead, so first blood goes to Joe. The Land Raider took its shots at the Thunderfire Cannon, but because it was so far back from the cover, shooting through it got the 5-up cover save, or excuse me, I got a 4-up cover save. Got a 4-up cover save, and I rolled a 5, so we're good. No wounds on the Thunderfire Cannon. So we're going to move into turn 2 and see if I can get my reserves to come in. Top of turn 2, Storm Raven comes in and hogs the edge of the board to get some cover from the Quad Cannon. Good thing he did, because it turned and shot at him. Hit him 3 times, glanced him once, penned him twice. Made 2 of the cover saves from the pens, though, so he only lost a hull point. That was nice. The Marines got out of the drop pod. Again, it scattered 10 inches from this point over the building right here. Still close enough for the 2 Melta Gunners to get out and shoot and failed to penetrate the Land Raider. Rolled a 13, awesome for me. The Storm Talon shot at the Contemptor and took a hull point off. He's shook him, I believe. So he can't make he can only snap fire his weapons. Yippee. Thunderfire Cannon was kind of inaccurate. Only managed to kill 2 of the cultists. Stormbolters and the Land Raider managed to kill a bunch more. But there's still one stupid cultist left to man that assault cannon. He refuses to fail his morale check. So everything else I had is still out of range. The Contemptor is poised to shoot some Skyfire shots at the Helldrake or the Raptors, whichever decides to come in first. And we're going to go from there. Going to bottom of turn 2. Bottom of turn 2, Chaos get only one of their units from reserve. The Terminators came in and scattered pretty badly. It's just not been a good day for scatter dice. And ended up out in the middle of nowhere. I took some interceptor shots with my Contemptor's missile launcher, but didn't do anything. Over here, Chaos, Contemptor, and the Obliterator shot at and charged the Marines, finished them off, that first combat squad. The Land Raider wheeled around and snap fired my Storm Talon out of the sky. Everything else kind of just didn't do much. The Marines, there's one last Marine in this combat squad right here, thanks to Carr and his boys, and the Rhino. I failed 4 armor saves. Not a good run of armor saves for me. Rolled lots of 1s and 2s. So now we're going to go into turn 3. All right, top of turn 3. A little bit more success came my way. The Contemptor took some snapshots at the Contemptor hiding in the building, and he glanced him once actually. So I think with all the glances that he's taken so far this game, he's got what, 1 hull point left or 2? Yeah, it's just a single hull point left. Land Raider took some shots at the Contemptor as well. Took off a hull point. My lone tactical Marine came around the drop pod and finished off the cultists. The Terminators jumped out, assaulted the Khorne Terminators here, killed 3 of them. My Sergeant took out his champion in a challenge. And Librarian does not want to cast Endurance for some reason. He keeps failing on 11s every time, but Joe denied the Witch on my Psychic Scream. The tactical squad here got out so they could shoot at the Terminator, soften them up a bit. Did nothing. Same thing with the Heavy Bolter. Thunderfire Cannon took out a pair of the Khorne Berserkers way in the back. And back over here, the tactical squad stayed put because the Multi-Melta was at 11.5 inches away from the Land Raider and managed to immobilize it. So it is now stuck there, facing not a very good angle. All right, so now we're going to move into the bottom of turn 3, and let's see if that Helldrake can come in there and soak in the Raptors. Try to get some snapfire shots away with my, or not some snapfire, some interceptor shots with that Contemptor if he comes back towards either of my objectives with the Helldrake. Alright, because I made a mistake with my Contemptor and didn't have him covering that quarter as well as I should have. I didn't get the Skyfire on the Helldrake when he came in. So he came in and toasted for the Marines guarding that objective, and he's holding. So the Contemptor is going to have to turn and face and shoot down the Helldrake in his turn, because turning does not count as moving. The Terminators actually lost the combat. I lost one of my Thunderhammers, and failed to kill any of his last 2 guys. They made both their invulnerable saves. So I chose to fail their morale check so I can run away, because my turn's next, and turn around and reassault him. The Contemptor and the Raptors tried their best to take out the Land Raider. The Raptor blew off the Multi-Melta with the Meltagun, and the Contemptor charged it and just glanced it once. So the Land Raider is still kicking with 2 hull points, and all but the Multi-Melta. That Marine right there survived some shooting. The Land Raider over here, as well as the Obliterator, shot to pieces the attack squad right here. The Multi-Melta is the only thing left from it. And I chose to make my break check instead of facing a charge by the Obliterator. So now he's going to automatically regroup, take a shot, and so are the Terminators. And we'll see what we do now in turn 4. Okay, top of 4, Contemptor turned and shot at the Helldrake. Took out 2 hull points and immobilized it, so he has locked velocity. He has to keep screaming around the table now. It's going to limit what he can shoot at. That's good. The last Marine in this squad just came up to grab that objective. Thunderfire unloaded on the Raptors and killed 5 of them, which is pretty good. The Marine here regrouped and shot at the Obliterator, did nothing. Land Raider backed itself into the trees and flamed a bunch of Karn's boys. I think he killed 3 of them. The plucky little Marine back here killed 1. I think a Stormbolter killed 1 too. So there's only 2 Berserkers and Karn left sitting there. A couple other things shot at the Terminators and didn't do anything, and then my Terminators went to assault. The Heavy Flamer actually killed the guy with the Lightning Claws and took me just out of charge range. 1 more inch would have done it. So I'm stuck in the middle there, but that's okay. They still have endurance up, so I'm not feeling too bad about it. And that's about it. Land Raider has very little to shoot at now. Contemptor has got a single hull point. Helldrake has a single hull point, and he's just going to scream around the board. So we're going to move into bottom of 4 and see where we go. Okay, bottom of turn 4. The lock velocity on the Helldrake took it off the board. The Contemptor assaulted into the Terminator squad, killed one of the Thunderhammers, and I chose to fail the morale check to get him free so they can act in my turn. Karn blew up the Land Raider. His boys came over and killed that last Tactical Marine here. The Obliterator blew up the drop pod, and the Land Raider overkilled my last Tactical Marine down here in the corner. And one of the Raptors died to an explosion from the Land Raider. But turn 5 is actually still looking pretty good for me. I have 1 objective. I'm in position to grab a second one right now, and kind of like it where I am. So we'll see if that makes a difference in this turn. Top of turn 5. All right, top of turn 5. Contemptor turn to get a nice, better angle to cover my 2 objectives that I'm holding, just in case that Helldrake comes back and he decides to try to toast them. He did manage to shoot 2 crack missiles at the Chaos Contemptor and failed to do anything. Thunderfire Cannon blew away the 2 Berserkers that were going to hold that objective. I killed one of the Raptors with some Stormbolter fire, I believe. And then in just about an epic horribleness, my Thunderhammer Terminator and Librarian assaulted into the... actually, first, Psychic Shriek finally got off. This is the first time all game that my Librarian has managed to get both powers to work in a single turn. He's either failed it or it's been denied. He made the Psychic test, and I rolled 3 1s for the Psychic Shriek, so it did absolutely nothing to the Terminators. The Heavy Flamer overwatched and actually killed my Thunderhammer. I rolled a 1 on his armor save, and then I did not make his feel no pain. So the Librarian charged in all by himself. The Lightning Claw did nothing. The Librarian struck back, killed the Chain Fist, but since he was assaulting with his Force Axe into cover, he was also initiative 1, and the Chain Fist hit him 3 times and insta-killed him all 3 times. So Kill the Warlord and First Blood are both Joe's right now, and I am currently have 6 points from objectives. He has none, so it's 6-2. Bottom of 5 to come up. Let's see what he can do to knock some of these points off. All right, bottom of turn 5. Helldrake comes back in, toasts a couple of the Marines, and on its way to do so, Vector Strike the drop pod, blew it up. Obliterator advanced, Dreadnought advanced, tried to charge the Razorback and failed, but just missed it by an inch though. The Obliterator shot a las cannon at the Razorback and glanced it, so it's down to 2 hull points. And Karn is now manning the quad guns. He had to run to get there. But that's it for bottom of 5. Let's go into top of 6, and we'll see if we can protect my objectives just a little bit. Top of 6 should have been a lot better than it was. Thunderfire Cannon dropped 4 shots on the Raptor and only hit him once. The other 2 of them actually hit the Contemptor, but weren't going to do anything. Razorback came out, hit the Raptor a whole bunch of times too, and made his armor saves. The Sergeant, actually the Tactical Squad in here kind of shimmied around a little bit. The Sergeant shot his plasma pistol and finished off the Terminators, which is good. But the Contemptor hit all 14 shots, 12 assault cannon and 2 missiles on the Contemptor, because with the lock velocity, the Helldrake is actually just going to zoom right over everything. He's going to get a Vector Strike on one of my squads, probably that guy back here. Try to kill him to take away that objective. And otherwise, he's not going to do anything in turn 6. So I shot at the Contemptor to try to take it out of the game finally, get its 1 hull point. Hit all 14 times. Not a single 6 on the white dice to glance him to death. Remember, he's only got the 1 hull point left, so unfortunately that was not the best round of shooting for me. So now we're going to move into bottom of 6 and hope I can maintain these 2 objectives. All right, bottom of 6, game is over. Helldrake flew over the tactical squad in the middle because it has lock velocity. It could not actually clear the tactical marine here. It's 36 inches. We're going to make it stop right on it. So he had to choose a different target. Flew over these guys. Didn't do any damage though with its Vector Strike. Couldn't shoot anything. The Contemptor and the Raptor both assaulted into the tactical squad. The Bolter killed the Raptor, but the Contemptor just laughed. By virtue of having Fleet, his first assault roll was a pair of 1s and a 2, which would have been great. But then I reminded him, Fleet on Contemptors, so we have 3 dead Tactical Marines as a result, because I had nothing that could even touch him. The Razorback got wrecked by Karn manning the quad cannon, of all things, and we have an Obliterator kind of just plodding his way across the board. For a 6-turn game, there's not a whole lot left on this table. It's kind of impressive how much destruction there was. In turns, if this had gone to 7, it would have been really brutal. The Contemptors would have been facing off in the middle. The Thunderfire would have been shooting over here at the, maybe just trying to shoot at Karn, just for fun. Dueling artillery. My 1 Marine would have been vector striked by the Helldrake as it turned to fly off the table. Yeah, this was going to be a brutal game regardless how you slice it. But the way it ends out, I have 3 victory points for controlling that back objective. And that's it. I have no bonus points. Did not get Slay the Warlord. Didn't even shoot at Karn. Linebreaker. Don't have that. First blood went to Joe. Speaking of which, he gets first blood, and he killed my librarian. So, final victory point total is 3-2, and I pulled out a very narrow victory. Although turn 7 would have been nice to see. All right, thanks again for watching. We're going to be back in the new year with our Slow Grow League. I should have an awful lot of green on the table. You'll see some of my Eldar as well as we prep for Adepticon too. But have a happy new year. Be safe and play lots of Warhammer. Thanks again.